Hey guys, what's going on? It's DJ TLM. You're watching djTLMtv. Time for another Q&A video, and today I want to talk to you about BPM, the beats per minute or the tempo of tracks. I received a question on Twitter from Daniel, and his question was, what's the best BPM to play hip hop and R&B? Now, there is no best BPM when it comes to playing hip hop and R&B, so we get that out of the way right now. But when I saw the question, I thought it would be interesting to speak on this subject a little bit more because BPM within hip hop is a little bit different than when you compare it to other genres of music. BPM means the same thing, so don't get confused, but let me explain. If you look at house music, you have all kinds of subgenres within house music, and each of these subgenres has its own BPM. Or limited BPM range. So for instance, a certain subgenre in house will be 120 BPM. All songs within that subgenre will be around 120 BPM. Some might be 119, some might be 122, but they're not going to be 140. They're not going to be 95. They're going to be within a very limited range of BPM. Another subgenre within house might be 128, and everything will be around that 128. You catch my drift, right? Hip hop is a little bit different. Hip hop songs might be at 80 BPM, or they might be all the way up to 140 BPM, and everything in between. And you do have certain subgenres within hip hop, but not all of these subgenres have their own tempo. For instance, gangster rap, that's definitely a subgenre of hip hop, but there is no tempo that goes with gangster rap. You have gangster rap tracks that could be 80, 90, 100 BPM. So again, you're dealing with a wide range when it comes to the BPM within hip hop. That's why my answer straight away was there is no best BPM. What you do have to realize is that wide range of tempo comes with a lot of different vibes. Because a lot of songs that might be 80 to 85 will have a totally different feel than songs that are 95 up to 105 BPM. Once the tempo increases, the flow and the whole vibe changes. Best way to look at that is to see how people dance to it. And especially if you go to the newer hip hop from the last 5 years, you saw an increase of songs that had like that 140 BPM tempo, which sounds real fast, but actually when you listen to it, it has a much slower vibe, and you can tell if you go to a club. And I've taken people my age to a club where they were playing new music, and they hadn't gone out for years. They went out during the mid-90s up to 2000, or maybe a little bit later. They saw all the people in the club dancing to a couple of tunes that were like 140 BPM. And people were getting their dance on, and they're seeing the whole club do that. And they were confused for a minute because they didn't even know how to dance to it because the vibe was so different than what they were used to. Because if you went out back in the days when a lot of the hip hop was, let's say, late 80s, a lot of hip hop songs were a little bit more up tempo, and people would have totally different dance moves when they were dancing. You look at old hip hop videos, look at the way they're dancing, look at the hip hop videos you have now, look at how they're dancing. You can see a big difference right there. So the tempo will have its own vibe. But again, there is still no best BPM. But if I'm playing at a club and I'm playing to a certain crowd, I know for a fact that if I have a young crowd there, they're more in tune with certain tempos compared to other more old school tempos. Like if I play 150 BPM, 115 BPM, so kind of up-tempo hip-hop music, rap music, they might not connect with that vibe very much because they're used to a different style. So that could be a definite thing to look at. Look at the kind of crowd you're dealing with, the type of music you're supposed to play. Because if I'm playing at more of an old school party, then that other BPM really has no place there. But then again, there are not a lot of old school tracks that have that 140 BPM anyway. I'm losing my thoughts right now. I think I already answered the question. I just wanted to elaborate on that a little bit because some people still don't have a really good view of BPM, what it means, and how to deal with it. And like I said, it is a little bit different when you're dealing with hip hop compared to, for instance, house music. So I hope this answers your question. I hope this info helps you out. If you have any more questions about the subject, you know where to reach me, djTLMtv at djTLM.com. Make sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, because I will be back with a lot more videos after this month. I'm almost at the end of the tour. We have like 9 more shows to go until the end of May, and then I will have a lot more time to focus on doing a lot of videos for you guys. I've seen all the emails come in, I'm reading the comments, and I have a big list of subjects that I still have to make videos for. So I have my work cut out for me, thanks to you. Thanks for the support, thanks for the patience, and I'll be back real soon with more videos. Salute.